Welcome back. And in an important development for students and parents alike, the Tamil Nadu government has now implemented the Continuous Comprehensive Evaluation System, or the CCE, in all schools across the state. Now, under this system, students will be evaluated on a daily basis. Now, importantly, evaluation will be based on activity-based learning like worksheets, project work and brainstorming sessions in the classrooms. Now, the CCE will be implemented for classes 1 to 8 from the academic session 2012-2013. It will be implemented for class 9 and 10 from 2013 to 2014. Now, the CCE system of evaluation was introduced by the Central Board of Secondary Education. Well, up ahead now to some national updates. The Prime Minister returns to India today at a time when two of its senior-most leaders, P. Chidambaram and Pranab Mukherjee, are reportedly at loggerheads after a report emerged which indicates that Mr. Chidambaram could have stopped the 2G scam had he put his foot down. Now, the Prime Minister, who celebrated his 79th birthday on board his aircraft as he returns from New York, will have to deal with the situation which the opposition is clearly cashing in on. In fact, Sonia Gandhi, the Congress president, is now actively involved in handling the crisis and met both leaders independently yesterday. Pranab Mukherjee is also expected to meet the Prime Minister.
I told yesterday after I landed at the airport from USA around 4 o'clock that so long Prime Minister is outside India, I would not like to make any comment on the Finance Ministry note which has been placed before the court obtained through an RTI application.
Well, moving ahead now, the Finance Ministry's note on P. Chidambaram's actions during the telecom scam came up in the Joint Parliamentary Committee, or the JPC, that's studying the scam. Now, members of opposition asked why this note had not been submitted or mentioned in the past and demanded that Finance Ministry officials be summoned. Members of Parliament from the BSP and the BJP accused the government of deliberately keeping them in the dark. Now, proceedings of the JPC resumed only after Chairman of the JPC, PC Chako from the Congress, said that the Finance Secretary will be summoned tomorrow.
You may have this picture of an internal rift or rift between the two ministers, which the chairperson of this UPA may sort out. But the people of this country want to understand answers and want to get the answers for these three questions. How could you sell in 2007, in 2001 prices, and 2003 cabinet decision has not been followed? With all these questions remaining unanswered, we have made it more than obvious several times that it is high time the Prime Minister removed Mr. Chidambaram from the cabinet.
Well, the Supreme Court is scheduled to resume its hearing on whether to direct the CBI to probe Home Minister P. Chidambaram's role in the 2G scam. Now, the Apex Court is hearing an application filed by Janata Party President Subramanian Swamy for a CBI probe against P. Chidambaram. To support his claims, Swamy had submitted the note written by the Finance Ministry to the PMO. The note mentions that Mr. Chidambaram did not do enough to intervene in the 2G issue. In other developments now, Sudhindra Kulkarni, LK Advani's former aide charge-sheeted in the cash votes, has appeared in the court. Now, speaking to NDTV, Kulkarni said that he had played the role of a whistleblower and was happy to expose horse trading. The police charge sheet in the cash vote scam has named him as the mastermind. Now, the court had summoned him on 2 occasions earlier but did not appear as he was out of the country.
Mr. Kulkarni, you're appearing for the first time in the court. Twice before, summons had been issued for you, and the court had in fact said very strictly that you have to appear today. And some people were of course saying that you should have been in the court much earlier. What do you have to say in your defense?
First of all, you see, even before the charge sheet was filed, I had gone out of the country. I had no knowledge that I was going to be named in the charge sheet. By the time the charge sheet was filed, I was out of the country, and the purpose of my visiting the United States of America was because my only daughter, my only child, has secured admission in a college. It was my fatherly duty to accompany her and to settle her in properly. Nevertheless, I have informed the court duly through my lawyers the purpose of my being away from court. Had I been here when the charge sheet was filed, I would have appeared on the very first day of the court. But now, day before yesterday, I returned and I have come to Delhi. I am going to appear before. My intention never was to avoid the court. I have fully cooperated with the investigation by the Delhi police. I am going to fully cooperate with the court too, and I have full faith in the judiciary, and I am prepared to face the consequences of my action.
So what will your main defense be now that you know you have been named as one of the co-conspirators in the cash for vote scam? What is your main defense going to be in the court today?
No, what is the conspiracy about? See, I am going to say, and I have already stated it before the investigation agency, that our intention was to expose this most shameful episode of corruption, of purchase of opposition and independent MPs to influence their vote in parliament so that the government, which had been reduced to a minority, survived. I believed, and I continue to believe, that if our members of parliament, if our MLAs are purchased like this by giving them 10 crores, 20 crores, then India's democracy would be in grave danger. And therefore, I felt as a political activist and also as a common citizen that it was my duty to expose this. I played the role of a whistleblower. If exposing corruption is a crime, then I plead guilty to that crime and I am prepared to face consequences. And if today I am put behind bars, I am ready.
Well, up on the other side now, tennis ace Sanya clean bowled by the hubby Sohaib Malik. We'll tell you more about it on the other side.